So I'm going to pass over to Lisa now for your presentation.
Hi everyone, I'm quickly also sharing my screen. So thank you also for the invitation. My name is Lisa and I'm CMO of Carbomate Medical Solutions, which is the producer of Brevilo, which is a cycle tracker. And it's also great that we are part of the Tech Forever cohort. So thank you, Xenia, for your presentation as well. And today I really want to start with some facts about female health. Unfortunately, okay, now it works. So there is a phrase which catches me pretty well, because women experience disease differently than men, from their symptoms to the way they respond to medication and so on, which is from Dr. Andrea Klemes, and brings us to a lot of problems. Because a lot of medications and also other studies or products are not based on studies where women were taken into account. Actually, it's pretty worse, because there were also studies without women till 1994, so it's not a long time ago. And this all because the female body differs from the men. And everyone was afraid that the studies won't or will change because of the menstrual cycle. And that brings us to the problem that most of the products are made also for the average, actually it's even worse, white man, it's not with diverse backgrounds. And brings us also to the problem that 48 million couples are involuntarily childless nowadays. And I also have here some alarming gaps who follow because of the gaps in the research and also in the knowledge. So for example, there is a study who shows that less than a third knows about reproductive hormones. Then there is 70% of women don't track or log any menstrual flow or menstrual symptoms. 55% don't know when the next period will come. So I think on this panel, or also in this cohort here, most people will know or will even have any cycle tracking app. But to see that 55% don't know is really shocking for me. Actually, also that 48% did not know what ovulation is, which is pretty, I would say, important if you want to get pregnant. And also, they don't know how long ovulation is. So the common knowledge or understanding is that you can get pregnant all the time, for example. And also there's one thing which is really shocking, is that 9 in 10 women don't even know that heart disease is the leading cause in death of women. So we can see that there are a lot of things we need to catch up in knowledge, in education, and so on. And the reason for that is actually what I said before. It's because we have a lack of available data for women because of the studies. And now I want to bring you one solution. I know it's not the solution for everything, but it's one of them. And this is our Brevilo device, because it's a breath analyzer, which is a cycle tracker for women. So the woman really breathes 1 minute per day into the device. And then we sample a lot of data in the woman's breath to get to know her better. And then also display the fertility status in our Brevilo app. And with our app, we really had to see from the beginning on that there is a lack of education. So we were bringing our app forward to more information and education. And we are based on 3 stages here. So for example, we give individual recommendations per your cycle day, because it's important, you know, it's important to know when you do sport training plans, when is the best time to do endurance training, or when is the best time to go on heavy weights. So most of the people don't know that. It's even worse, because if you, for example, are suffering from PMS syndrome, you could easily change it with your nutrition and with sports. So this is not normal, but most of the people don't know that. And if you see the figures that the most women don't take into account the menstrual flow or doing any track of it, it's even worse. So we figured out that these are the 3 main areas we want to educate the people. So we're doing it in sports, nutrition, also in lifestyle, because, you know, it's also, if you are productive or you have any meetings which are more important, you should always do this in the first cycle phase and not in the second one, because there you're not feeling pretty well, or you sometimes suffer from headache, stomachache, or any other things. So you could easily bring this into your daily business. And we do everything. What we do is always based on the Pre-Valo tracker. And there I want to show you some scientific background, because our co-founder, Professor Dr. Ludwig Wirth, he found out that the menstrual cycle is in correlation with the breath of a woman, so with the CO2 partial pressure actually. And this means that high fertility is a low CO2 partial pressure. You can see some publications of him. If you want to, I can also show you them or send it through. And he is also not in the operating field in our company, but he brings on this really important topic, and he's also an Austrian. And after his research and his studies, we had to rethink this breath analyzer pretty new. So we needed 5 years of R&D work, but we are really now proud that we have a gold standard performance device, which is 20 times cheaper. And on one slide, again, the advantages of Pre-Valo. It's the simple usage, because you only need to do it 60 seconds per day. It's an early indicator, because you know that your fertile days are coming before ovulation, because we can see the drop before. And we are also really sustainable, because we want to do everything without any consumables. So it's a one-time off device. But this is not where we stop. We are really having an open ear for everyone. We are trying to do a lot in education. As I said before, we are doing this all over our channels. We're doing it on Instagram, via a help desk, via social media, and so on. And so a lot of people are reaching out to us, having not our device, but want to know more about the cycle, or want to get to know more about training plans, or want to have a coaching. So we are also here for that. We are also proud that we brought up some good thoughts also on our, or scientifically blogs on our website. So everything is scientifically proven we are doing, because the thing is that on the websites or in the internet, you can find a lot of things which are not, let's say, scientifically proved, but most people are Googling everything. So we wanted to bring a content up with a lot of expert knowledge. We are talking to medicines, to experts, to coaches, to hormonal coaches, and we are just publishing anything which has a scientifically background, which is really important. And we bring this up for free, but of course we are always happy if the people are reaching out to us and telling us that we are doing great work, and it's pretty awesome that we're giving this as a free resource. And for today, to come to an end, I also have some key takeaways for everyone on this call. First of all, I would really advise everyone to do cycle tracking, to learn more about their whole body, about their cycle, and to know what to do with their body in the right cycle phase. And it's pretty important also to ask the right questions. Always ask for medical care if you are in hospital, or if you are just going to a doctor. It's not easy, I know, but you should really ask for medical care according to a woman's body, because most of the studies are made with men, and sometimes it's wrong. What will also help for bringing up an easier diagnosis is to try to log your symptoms. Do it in an app you like to do it. Then you can also keep track of all your cycle patterns. And on the very last end, I really want to force everyone to use products made for females and out of the FemTech space, because if everyone does this, that will also help everyone in the space, because then we can hopefully close a little bit the gender data gap, because it will help us to bring more technology on the market, and we'll have to get more investment and so on. So it's pretty important. I have also 3 recommendations for you if you are new to the FemTech space, or even on the gender data gap. I have 2 books I really like to recommend. The first one is Invisible Woman, because it gives you a really good overview of everything, what happens out there and which is male dominated. And the next one is Sex Matters, because it's much more into detail when it comes to medicine. And I think the author is really great. I also follow her on diverse channels, and she always brings up new gaps in medicine, and I think this is important to your own health. And the FemTech Focus Group is also really interesting. There's a podcast if you are more on the audio side. It's hosted by Brittany Barretter, and she always makes interviews with a lot of female health advocates and really interesting people. So I would recommend to hear her thoughts and also those from the founders. So I'm on the end of my presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And you have just recommended two of my favorite books. I really love
that's great.
It's great. So I'd get everyone to read it. Thank you so much.